sink into your seat wherever you are. Allow yourself to be held. And we're going to aim for as good of posture as also feels comfortable. So you might tip back and forth, left and right, pressing into one foot and one sits bone and then the other, just to find that center balance. Where is that midpoint? And then when you find that midpoint, we might do the same going forwards and backwards, just a little bit. These don't have to be huge movements, and they certainly don't have to be fast movements. But we're just going to go a little bit off balance to the back, a little bit off balance to the front, and then find that place where you feel even left to right, even front to back. And then think about your head being on top of the spine, being on top of the hips. And we'll do a few head rolls here. And take it easy. Be gentle with your neck. Be kind to yourself. This isn't the time to be the most vigorous movements. We're trying to match our body to our breath, our experience to what our body's asking for. And then feel free to go the opposite direction, just feeling into any areas of stress or tension, because our neck and shoulders is a place where some people, I dare say many people, like to hold their stress, and sometimes we don't even notice it. We can do the same with the shoulders. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears and back and down. And you can make these as big or as small as you want. They can be teeny, teeny, tiny little shoulder rolls, or you can involve the whole arm. Ask your body what it wants. It's not about the ego or about what you can do. It's about what's right for today, which might be something totally different than what your body wanted to do yesterday. And that's the nature of being human, of being alive, and that's okay. And then we'll switch directions here together, bringing the shoulder blades towards each other, and bring the shoulders up towards the ears and forward and down, feeling through any places that are constricted or tense. And just breathing into them, because we can't reduce stress through sheer will or force. We can't demand that our body get rid of stress. All we can do is allow and provide a safe space, provide this feeling of security in our body. And when our body feels secure, we're more likely to naturally shed the layers of stress. So think about, okay, where are my shoulders now? Can they sit a little lower? Maybe we bring a little bit of wrist hygiene in. These can be, again, really gentle. And you can do one by one. You can make fists. You can have the hands open. You could tuck the thumbs inside. Think about what feels good in your wrists today. What is allowing your hands to reduce some of that stress. And again, maybe we interlock the fingers and do some figure eights with the wrists. If you feel any pops or clicks, that's okay, as long as there's no pain. And if there's pain with anything you're doing today, definitely stop, take stock, do something else, go back in gently, slowly. Nice. All right. And then you can do any other movement that feels good to you. Maybe there's a stretch, maybe there's something that your body is asking for, or a twist, or maybe it's just a wiggle, or you want to move some energy down your limbs, or whatever it is. This is a good time to get it out of your system and invite yourself to settle into a place of stillness where we can do some breathing and some meditation. So when you're ready, when you feel good, you can close your eyes, or you can simply lower your gaze. And we'll start going inward. And a great way to do that is to notice the breath. There's no need to change it and no need to force it. Just be curious. Where is my breath in my body today? Can you feel it on the upper lip? Can you feel the slight rise of the chest on the inhale and the slight lowering of the chest, the sinking of the chest on the exhale? Can you feel the breath in your back ribs? Can you fill up the back with the breath and let the ribs expand and contract on the inhale and the exhale? And this might be really subtle. There's no need to make the breath big or powerful, just as it is, tuning into your body. And then ask the breath if it would like to come down into your belly. Start engaging the diaphragm. Let the belly rise on the inhale and sink on the exhale. And often, when we invite the breath into the belly, it naturally elongates. But if that's not happening for you, that's fine. You can intentionally focus on the exhales. Let the exhales be expanded. So inhaling in and just slowing down the exhale, maybe give it an extra second or two. And then now is a great time, if you have an intention for your practice, to send it out to the universe. So we like to set these intentions in present tense as if it has already happened for us. And the first thing that comes to mind is the right thing. And it could be something seemingly simple. I am grateful. I am in the present moment. I am kind with my words. Whatever it is, the first thing that you think of is probably the right thing. We'll say it 3 times. You can say it out loud, or you can say it to yourself in your head. Inhale, exhale with your intention for today. Inhale and exhale with your intention for today. And then one more. And then we don't have to hold these things too tightly. Let it go. Let the universe conspire to help make it so. And I'll invite you into the 3-part breath. This is an inhale, 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 and a long, slow exhale into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. And then let it all go easy peasy, slow and gentle. And then when you're ready, into the belly, into the ribs, all the way up into the chest. And a long, slow exhale, carrying on in the same manner. In, 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 and out. In, 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 and out. Keep going at your own pace. And then take your time. Last round of breath into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. And then exhale any remaining tension or stress in your body. And I invite you to think of yourself as a little seed with infinite potential to grow. And at this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere, as a little seed, we're gathering up everything we need to bloom in the spring. Sometimes there's a tendency to want to keep up the pace through the winter that we can maintain when the weather is nice, when the sun is shining, when it feels like there's a lot of energy and vibration. But actually, we are meant to be a little fallow in the winter, and we are meant to do a little resting, and we are meant to gather all the things we need and to be calm and to be gentle with ourselves and to not necessarily hibernate as such, but to certainly reduce the amount of busyness and the amount of things we do, and to perhaps lower the expectation that we will be rushing around and as capable as much, and that this is not a deficit. As ourselves, as a seed, there is so much going on when we allow ourselves to rest. There's so much going on when we let ourselves reduce our stress. We let things that are not urgent go by the wayside. We say, we can handle you later. This is not what's most important now. What's most important now is for me to feel cozy, to feel held, to do what I need to do, so that visualizing yourself as a seed, when the spring comes, I have everything I need to bloom. So first imagine the roots, delicate little roots, pushing their way down into the soil, establishing roots, pressing your feet into the ground, a place to gather water, a place to gather nutrients, a place to feed yourself both physically and emotionally. If we do not have strong roots, we will blow wherever the wind goes. If we do not have strong roots, it will be harder to understand what is good for us and what we might say, actually, no, thank you. And once our roots are established, that first little sprout can make its way up towards the sky, through the soil. All of this is happening. We don't see any flowers or any leaves or anything from the top yet, but there's a lot of work happening underneath. And as we push our way out into the sunshine, the first little leaf unfurling, we need to be gentle with ourselves. Still in infancy, we grow bit by bit. We don't grow all at once. And imagine the sun shining on our first little leaf. Imagine the rain falling to water the soil. And whatever kind of plant strikes you, imagine that plant growing and growing through the spring and growing into the summer. Visualize yourself flowering, blooming, thriving, having all of the things that you need. And then when autumn comes again, perhaps the leaves fall or the stalks wither, but this is no bad thing. This is the natural cycle of the earth, from abundance to restoration and back again. And so where we are here today in the autumn of the Northern Hemisphere, it is okay to rest, to not fight our intuitive nature to hunker down, to give in to a slower pace, and to say, this is what I need now. This is okay. And take 5 big breaths in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. Counting 5. And then just like this, in through the nose. And let it out through the mouth, counting 4. And then carrying on like this. With every exhale, letting go of a little more tension, a little more stress. And then wherever you are, it's okay if you made it to 1 or you didn't make it to 1. It's all right. Relax. Wasn't really about the counting anyway, was it? What it was about is coming back to this present moment. So feel into your hands. Could you take your conversation elsewhere just for the next 10 minutes, please? Sorry. And then feel into your feet. Feel into your right heel and your left heel. Plant those roots. And then feel into the rest of your legs, the right side, from the hip to the knee to the ankle, all the way down into your feet. And feel into your left side, from your hip to the knee to the ankle, all the way down into your feet. Feel into your hips, into your root, allowing yourself to be held by whatever's underneath you, knowing that you are supported. And then feel into your belly. Feel into your low belly. And then feel into your upper belly, right beneath the ribs. Maybe you come back to the breath, feeling the belly rise on the inhale and sink on the exhale. Come into your right side and your left side. Come into the right chest and the left chest. And then we'll breathe into the heart center. Pausing here for a moment to feel into any positive emotion that strikes you. What does it feel like to feel joy, to feel contentment? What does it feel like to be happy, to be loving? Cultivate it here in your heart space. And if it doesn't come easily, that's okay. Nurture it. It's a tiny seed. And then send it off to someone who might need a bit of a boost today. Feel into your right collarbone and your right shoulder, and then down your right arm to your right elbow, and down from your right elbow to your right wrist. Feel into your right palm and the right thumb, the right index finger and the middle finger, the right ring finger and the little finger, all 5 fingers together. Feel into the back of the hand, back up through the wrists, through the elbow, through the shoulder, across the collarbone to the left side, and into the left shoulder, down into the left elbow, to the left wrist, and to the left palm of the hand. The left thumb, and the left index finger, the left middle finger, ring finger, and the little finger. Into the back of the hand, and then back up the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder, across the collarbone to the throat center. Is there something that you need to say to someone? Is there something that you need to say to yourself? Bring the attention into your face, into the jaw, separating the teeth, into your mouth, the tongue, roof of the mouth, the right cheek and the left cheek, the nose, the space around the right eye, the brow, the temple, and the left eye, the brow and the temple. Ease the wrinkles in your forehead. Relax the right and left ear. And then bring your attention to the crown, directly above the top of the head. We'll spend a bit of time here breathing from the crown to the root, and from the root to the crown. If it helps to visualize a color, that's great. And if this visualization doesn't work for you, just focus on the crown chakra, breathing in and out through the nose. And then let that go. Call your intention back. Thank it for coming to you today. We'll slowly add some movement into the body, into the hands. Just gently feeling what it feels like to wiggle the fingers, move the wrists. And into the feet, pressing the toes, then the heels into the ground. Maybe moving the ankles. And then bringing some movement into the torso, into the hips. Whatever feels intuitive to you. It could be very, very small. Maybe your body wants to move a little bigger. We'll end our practice with 3 ohms. You can do these with me, or you can simply listen. Ohming, just like humming and singing, vibrates the vagus nerve and helps put us into this rest and digest mode so that we are able to be calm, to heal, to rebuild our cells. We'll start with a cleansing breath in and let it out. Inhale. And then take a moment here to come back into your space, to open your eyes, take a look around before you go on to the rest of your day. Thanks for practicing with me.